Hey guys, so I'm currently looking at the chart for Caspa. The ticker for this is KAS, and I'm currently on the daily time frame. Last time I did a video, it was about a week ago, and we were right around here. And yeah, we broke out, so we broke this downsloping level of resistance, and we also broke the this horizontal level of resistance here. So yeah, we've broken out, which is a really good sign. And now we are, if I go down to the smaller time frame here, let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, we're just forming, this is like a kind of like a bullish consolidation pattern right here. I'm going to take this down to the 1 hour and let's see here. Yeah, it looked like we were going to break down. We were showing some signs of weakness here, but actually the buyers just stepped in and the body is now above this support level. So that's a good sign. But yeah, until we get like a confirmation of the break, we're just going to be in between these two levels, right? So eventually these are going to converge, right? And then the price is going to have to pick a direction. Now, Bitcoin is kind of showing some weakness and the overall market showing some weakness. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, for now, just in the short term here, this is going to be your resistance. This is going to be a support. Expect the price to just kind of bounce around here. If this level breaks down, I would look maybe towards a retest of the breakout point. So let me put this back on the daily time frame. And it's pretty logical that when you break out of a resistance like this, it'll come back and back test it as a support level. So the level I would look to there is just kind of like the basically the top of these two candle bodies, which is around about 4 cents, so 0.040331 around there. And you know what? If I really wanted to get into this asset, I would just buy it a little bit before then. I would front run it, just because there's probably going to be a lot of buyers waiting down here if the price does come down. Now, what I'm seeing here actually, why we could be potentially getting resistance right now where we are, if I take a trend line and I just kind of run it from the tops here, you'll see we have multiple touches. And yeah, that makes sense that we would get resistance right here. So yeah, it's basically forming this this channel, right? It's a channel. So, bottom. So now that we've identified this, we know that as it comes to the top, you can look for short positions, and then obviously if it comes all the way down to the bottom, that could be a opportunity for a long entry. However, in order to come down here, then this is going to have to break. Although I can run this up and follow it, and then yeah, so we can just kind of see how the price bounces within this channel. So yeah, upward breaks of the channel is good. Downward break is obviously not good. If you're going to trade this asset, I would recommend that you draw these horizontal lines. So obviously it would be the breakout point right here that I just gave you the price for. This one here as well, where it served as support here, resistance here, and support. This is what we wicked off of right here. So that level is around 0.031787, and then beyond that would be down here, where this level was resistance, and then we flipped it to support. So that would be around 0.027866. Okay, so yeah, if I was to trade Caspa, these are the levels that I would draw on the chart. Now the question is, now that we're in kind of like, we broke out, right? And we can't look left and see where the price is, right? We can't look at the previous structure. We're in new territory. So you wonder, like, okay, where are the targets going to be, right? There's a few methods that, traders will use to kind of gauge that. Number one, they'll use a trend-based fib extension. So I'll put this back on the weekly time frame and we can see our levels right now. So, okay, so the tool's right here. So then they'll drag it from the bottom up to the top, and then back down to this swing low, and that'll give projection levels. So as you can see, we already came up to one of them, and then we have the levels right here. So yeah, you can look to these levels to potentially offer a resistance, right? Drag it down, it's going to give you more projections. In my years of trading, like, sometimes they're accurate, sometimes they're not, and there's so many, you don't really know which one's going to hold and which one's just going to cut right through, right? There are some traders that will not use that trend-based fib extension, and they'll just use a regular Fibonacci extension. So they'll go like this, or retracement level. They'll take it from the top and they'll run it to the bottom, and then they'll just use these projection levels. So they'll look at the 1618 right here. So for example, that would be around a little over 9 cents, so 0.0939. And then, yeah, they get the upper target ranges for here. So, this 261 is all the way up at 35 cents, right? But between these Fibonacci targets and the trend-based fib extension targets, there's so many. So when I'm in this territory, kind of uncharted territory where I don't really have price structure, I just trade based on the lower time frame. So if I look at the hour, right, I could just, it'll form these consolidation patterns, and I'll just draw, my support and resistances based on this low time frame, and I'll just trade within that, right? So I know if this breaks, okay, then I'm just going to look to the next level of support that I have would be around here, and then of course down here. So yeah, when we are in this, on the high time frame, we just don't really have the structure to work with. That's why you just go down to the lower time frames, even the 15-minute, and you can trade based off these ranges, right? If I'm going to look to the daily, one thing I want to see, so we have the 4 touches on this upper trend line. We're getting resistance right here, but if I look to the oscillators here, so if I look at the RSI, this is a bearish divergence, right? So if I'm going to take the this trend line, you notice this is the high, and then we just made a lower high on the RSI, whereas the price action shows a high and then a higher high. So this is a bearish divergence, but you can already see that it's starting to kind of curl back up. Maybe it's just going to be just still going to break through this, because not all bearish divergences play out, right? It's not 100% success rate, so it could continue upwards. But yeah, I would just look to the what's happening here on the smaller time frame within this this kind of triangle here, and yeah, just trade within these ranges. If this breaks, then you can look to this level, right? So this previous level of price action would be the first area I would look to. So let's see, horizontal line, just mark that. This previous resistance, look for this to act as a support. If that breaks, then this. Ideally, I would kind of like to see a retest of the breakout point. And if it does come down here, then I probably look to take a trade right around here as well. So, you know what? Actually, no, yeah, right here would be, I'm going to try and enter this just around 4 cents. And the reason why I'd want to enter here is because, I'm going to know if I'm wrong, right? I could just place a very tight stop loss right around here, and then the upside is all the way up back to the tops, right? So, yeah, that's a quick update on what's happening on Caspa. We broke out since the last video. In the last video, I mentioned that we looked pretty bullish, and I was waiting for this to happen, and now I'm just kind of waiting for a retest. But yeah, no guarantees it happens. Maybe we're only going to come down to this level around 0.042. That's very possible. But yeah, now that we're in new territories, again, just basically go to the smaller time frames and trade based on the patterns that form. Anyway, hopefully that helps. And oh yeah, if you're not subscribed and you want to get updates when I release new videos in the future, just click subscribe, click the bell, and then click on all. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.